Hello and good evening and welcome to the channel. Hi, welcome to the channel. Fuck a duck. Fuck off. Right, we are in the middle of the night. This is the night ride. Night trip. I wonder if the thing's going to behave. So I think I wasn't going to bother, and I thought, well, we'll just do a night trip. Single run into Edinburgh. Should be fun. Well, it won't be fun because there'll probably be nothing. There'll be a whole load of nothingness. But well, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Go watch out for drunk people when you're at this time of night. What time is it? I don't know. I'm sort of going, oh, what have I forgot? What have I forgot to do? Is it 1 o'clock in the morning, I think? Tonight we're going to talk about families. We're going to talk about childhood trauma. Yeah, the old childhood trauma. We're going to talk about belonging and feeling at home, and having a home to go to. Power Road closed. I think that's something that should have been, in my life, something that should have been there and it wasn't there. So I think that caused me a lot of trauma, and it was also used against me by my siblings, and it was with my dad's job. We moved around a bit, not a massive amount. So in my life, whose life would you be talking? Well, because them lot were older than me. So we started off in one place and then went to another place, and then they went to another place, leaving me stuck in Aberdeenshire. Thank you very much. Things all went horribly wrong from there on in, partly because I wasn't capable of understanding women. I think probably most men have that issue, but it certainly was a bit of a problem for me. And I think my parents were actually quite naive. They didn't really understand. Well, I don't know if my dad was, but well, I don't even know if they were naive. They just didn't seem to protect me from the dangers that were out there, and I just went head first into them. And they were all, looking back now, they were all fairly predictable. And a lot of the problems that I had were caused by trying to please them in some weird sort of way. And guess what happens when you try to please people? You never fucking please them, do you? So, what happened was, why am I talking about this? I don't know. Don't know why it came up. There's something quite brilliant about driving in the dead of night, or being out in the dead of night. Because obviously here years ago there's been the odd car. Now, there's quite a lot of cars, people out and about for various reasons. Being out in the dead of night, it's a different world. Yeah, so having somewhere where you belong to, I think that's what's bothering me. I think I don't actually have anywhere. I think it's metaphorical. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's like having a hometown or a home village, and I don't really have one. I think that's something that's important. I think that is something that's important. It was quite an upheaval when I was 10. We moved from the west to the east. So my dad needed to be near Aberdeen. In hindsight, you look back and you go, did you really need to move? You know, of course, he was working offshore, so if he hadn't moved, you know, you'd have had quite a drive every time twice going to Aberdeen, coming back from Aberdeen. I suppose at that time that's where you had to go to Dice. I don't know, like if nowadays maybe you'll end up in Inverness or something to fly offshore, I don't know. But ironically, the way we sort of moved around quite a lot, if you look at it from the perspective of now, you would have been better off staying in Stirling. You know, I mean, Stirling was the place that, well, is the place that has the railway access to almost anywhere in the country, apparently. You know, so really, I don't know, I suppose getting from Stirling to Aberdeen is a bit of a doddle, I suppose, but maybe it wasn't so easy back then in the 1970s. The roads weren't quite as good. The train would have probably been the answer, yeah. But so you needed to be Aberdeen. But he actually totally flat refused to work to go to the office. They tried to get him to go to the office, which has been knocked down only recently. About a couple of months ago, the Shell HQ in Aberdeen got knocked down. It's quite a weird looking building, a concrete building. It's gone now. So we lived about half an hour from Aberdeen, about 3/4 of an hour, in a place called Edinburgh, which was quite nice. I mean, that should really have been, I suppose. I think I ended up sort of trying to run away from my problems. That's why I moved around. I couldn't really, because of the problems I had with women and divorces that I had, and the hassle that I had with that. It was impossible for me to stay in Johnshaven. It wasn't impossible, but you know, I needed to get a bit of space, and I got. So that's why I moved away. Really, it was probably one of the main reasons. Basically, with what was going on there, I couldn't live a peaceful life or get on with what I was trying to do. Certainly, I am able to go on with what I'm doing now, where I live now, and function. And I'm doing pretty well, really. Whereas the people that fucked up my life aren't doing that well, but that's just the way it goes. But it's not really their fault. It's kind of like I've got to take accountability for it, for what happened. Your marriage goes wrong and everything like that. There's a lot of things I was doing I should not have been doing. You know, and I think it's just inevitable it's all going to go wrong. Looking back now, it was fucking crazy actually. I think it's a problem with just not having the right guidance and that, and that, well, I mean I was growing up, but I wasn't growing up. So now I sort of lead a kind of functioning lifestyle, and a lot of the people that I was involved with don't. and they can't incorporate themselves in my life now because I suppose I'm talking about my children here, because they don't want to do it, which is what I'm doing right now. They don't want to do it. They'd rather sit around at home, and that's like, so that's their choice. It's choices, isn't it? It's so the benefits of what I'm doing are really mine, they're not theirs, so but unfortunately they're trying to get it right enough, and they have done, but it's just pretty shit the way it's all turned out. But it's people have they get to do what they want, and you can't really stop them from doing what they want. And in my children's case, they are doing what they want, and it doesn't matter what I say, they're not going to listen, are they? So that's just the way it fucking well goes. I'm going to dash cam on. There's somebody right behind me, you just wonder what they're up to. You know, alright, they're way past me. So I think when you get older, you get to sort of my age group, which is 58, you sort of, it's almost like life is just sort of, it's like a landslide. You know, when you see these landslides, imagine you're standing in some road, maybe in Iceland or something, and there's a landslide, a volcanic landslide coming towards you, and you see it, and it's not actually moving that, it doesn't look like it's moving that fast, but it's relentlessly moving. It's sort of like coming towards you, and or these landslides, you can see footage of landslides in when like hills have been washed down, and you see it sort of steadily heading towards you. I think that's what life's like, and one of the reasons that I get really morose is thinking about all that stuff, and about how it's all these moments of joy and happiness, whatever it is gives you happiness, are sort of slipping away, you know, and eventually you just can't go in, and you can't go on anymore. You die, you know. This world that's here, this road, will still be here when I'm dead, you know. Sort of progress and change. Well, progress is maybe not the right word. It'll change. Political changes to the way of life, and all sorts of things. I do wonder if my granddaughter will watch my YouTube videos, you know, or is that, or will YouTube have them and just dump them all or something, you know? Well, obviously the videos are all getting backed up on my computer. Somebody could easily come along when I'm dead. They could easily come along and just fucking leave the computer on a skip, you know? Or they could sell it to somebody for a tenner or something. Because a lot of stuff's in the memory, innit? What you call the hard drive. This is like important historical record of life, and well, it is on YouTube. So who knows what they're going to do? You know, they might demand that you pay for it or something, or they're going to remove them, all the data and all the videos. I don't know how it works. I don't even totally understand it. But on the other hand, I could have like a really close family where I'm in control of them all, and they do what I want. On the other hand, when I die, they might do fuck all for my memory. So it's not really necessarily ever going to work out right. I've just realised what I forgot. I don't know why, it just hit me there. But I've got ice packs from a cooler box. Forgot them. You know, it keeps the milk cool and sandwiches. So I've got like 5 of these fucking things in my freezer. So you've got 5 and you haven't taken any in to here. So how much of a dumpling manoeuvre is that? There's nothing I need to do. I need to get new tyres for the back of this van. Yeah, that's important. I'll need to look into that as well. Because, of course, with the weight in the back of the van, it's just normal road tyres that's on the back. I'll need to go onto eBay and see if I can find a couple of tyres. Get down to Fair Deal Tyres down in Grangemouth. Right, so yeah, that was another thing I need to deal with. One of them was an advisory because it had been on the front and it had worn out a bit on the inside. So might as well just get 2 new tyres. Okay. What else is going on? Oh, well. Yeah, so life is like zooming past. And that's why I do think, what's the point, you know? And basically what I do is like, I deal in other people's crap. I suppose somebody's got to do it. It means that I belong. It means that they're meaningless. Or I've made them meaningless. Because everything's meaningless to me. So if I go into a shop or something and I see stuff, so I'll see adverts on the telly for stuff that you can send away for, I just think it's all shite. And the reason that I think that is because it is all shite. All this stuff, it's just tap. You're sitting there and I'm just getting a vision of these people, women about my age, going, oh, I must buy that. They haven't got a fucking clue. They've just dumplings, buying shite. They're surrounded by shite. I'm surrounded by shite. And I'd like to actually take a week off and tidy up my house. You know, from start to finish, just tidy the whole place up. I'd actually like to do that. What's going on up here? I see. Oh, we've got spotted roadworks. Watch out for... Oh, there's a snotogram came in last night about my driving. It is quite funny. Snotograms about driving. He told me to shut my hole or something. I just blocked him, you know. Why would you... You know, like, I can get Helga to answer some of these snotty comments. But what's the point? You get somebody who crosses the line, telling you to whining hole or something is rude. So you just blocked. Bye. It was the video driving down the Moss Road and overtaking the guy walking on the road. But it's because I made a comment, it's worse than cyclists. Like, so he must have been a cyclist. So they get really upset. There's another thing, I could have actually put it into the AI computer and it could have shamed them. You know, it said something like, you know, that's derogatory, that's not a good way to communicate with MD and all that sort of thing. I could have done that, yeah. On the other hand, I think you've got to make a decision and stand by it. You know, and there was a guy going on about, I mean, some of them, don't bother arguing with him, but when I was going down the M6 on Monday, there was a lot of stuff going on. It was a 3-lane motorway. Well, M6 is a 3-lane motorway. So I was heading south of Lancaster, and there was weird. There's a police van up at the bridge. That was the first thing I knew something was up. And then there was a police car came flying past with the blue lights on. And then there was a police car drove past, overtook me, probably did about 70 or 5 or something. And then there was cars doing weird things. So there was cars going through the middle of the outside lane and vans. There was vans getting involved with this weird. There was just something weird going on, right? And then what I was actually in the middle of was a police operation, or what we were in the middle of. So we're driving down the motorway. So we just sort of happened to be behind the target car, which was a white Audi A4, and of course I didn't realise the grey Skoda was a plain police car, the dark Audi was a plain police car, you know. So all of a sudden all these blue lights came on, and they all sort of moved in on this white Audi, pulled it in. So I was kind of like behind this, the same way as what I am behind this truck right now, right? That kind of distance when it all started happening. And I'd witnessed the sort of preamble to it all, not realising what was about to happen. So the traffic, because all the blue lights came on, the traffic, including myself, all slowed down. You know, because I think you would do, wouldn't you? I mean, we were doing about 70, 75. We all slowed down. And so then this idiot came on and commented. I've answered his comments if you want to see them. Stop rubbernecking and stop rubbernecking or something, and stop you're holding the traffic up. A720 closed. Oh, that's a stupid thing to say. But does he want me to carry on driving at 80 mile an hour or something through this police operation? You know, it's like, some of them are so dim, some of these people. I suppose it was because it was just very fortuitous on my part that this all happened in front of me, and all I did was I just moved that, like this was. Like that, that's it, right? That's all I did, like that. And so I got this sort of miserable person coming on saying, stop rubbernecking. So you've got a police incident happening right in front of you, and well, you're supposed to shut your eyes or something, not look at any of it, you know. I mean, I don't really get people that say that about the rubbernecking. I think it's a very strange thing that to expect people not to look at something that's happening. You know, it's kind of like, it is one of the weird, it's the sort of thing some of these COVID types would say, probably. I don't know, it's a weird thing. What I mean is like COVID enforcers, that type of person that wants you all to, you know, stay in your house and everything. It's like a form of control. They want to control you. So if there's a police operation right in front of you, don't look at it, don't rubberneck, don't slow down. You know, just keep going with your head pointing straight ahead. Look straight, don't look to the side or anything like that. So I didn't block him because I just made a story up about rubber gimp suits and hold-ups. So I did a thing about hold-up stockings and how you shouldn't wear them when you're driving. and it was big. And then I did also thing about, what was it? I mean, that computer, the AI computer is brilliant. You put stuff in, there's a whole load of information comes out. So I sent that. So if you want to look at that, it's the video. The Lancashire M6 southbound police kettling operation. If you put kettling in, it'll probably come up. So I just thought that was a bit bizarre, you know, like it's just this grumpy bastard, you know. But the other thing is he's watched the video, isn't he? You know, I had another one in yesterday. Some of them are, I'm not sure it's really good for your mental health to be getting narcissistic messages from people, but the reality is that I'm doing narcissistic videos in some certain dread corners closed, and somehow or another I sort of deserve it, because I'm feeding off people's narrow and shallow sort of voyeuristic tendencies. So that's why, like, why are you getting so many negative comments? Yeah, I don't know if all YouTubers do. I think they probably do, and I'm very small as well. So I'm big but small. So the reason I'm big is I've got 5,000 subscribers. So that's a lot more than somebody who's got 20 or 30 or 6 or 7 or 8. But it's also nothing compared to somebody. So there's my friend looked into statistics about making money on YouTube. The vast majority of people, like 80% of people, would be like me, which would be they're making less than 15,000 a year. So this notion that you can make big money on YouTube, because remember, less than 50,000 a year is somewhere in the universal credit ballpark figure. You know, like if you were on disability benefit or something. I don't know exactly what. Well, I know somebody that's on it and his rent gets paid and his council tax gets paid, and he also has a mobility car. So can you imagine if he was working and trying to achieve that, the new car and pay the rent, pay all and the council tax. If he was earning 50 grand a year, well, let's say it's £1,000 a month for, I don't know if it is, but for disability, I don't know, it might be, let's say it is, right? So that's 12,000 a year. It's probably less than that. I think if you were in the full mobility, probably would get that. I'm not sure, but so that's 12,000 a year. Now imagine you wanted to pay for a car. Oh, that's unbelievable, a car, isn't it? I mean, how much would that cost a month? If you're getting how would you pay for it? Would you lease it or buy it or what? How much would it cost? Was it? Well, he's got a quite cool little Seat thing. I don't know, he's getting a Renault. He's getting a hybrid. Maybe £300-400 a month, eh? Let's just say it's 300 a month. 3 times 12. That's, well, let's just say it'd be under 4,000 a year. So that's 12,000 plus 4,000 for the car. Well, no, I mean, what I mean is, you'd have to pay the rent, wouldn't he? Out of his own money. How much is rent? I don't know. Because I'm one of the lucky ones. But it's going to be what? 4 or 5 for a. He's got a flat, so it's going to be what? 400 or 500 a month. 400 a month. Let's just say it was 500 a month. So that's 12 times 500. I'll just say 10 months, because I should be less than 500. 10 times 500 is... God. 5,000, so it's £5,000 a year. Plus... What did I say it was for the car? That's 9,000 the car and the rent. £9,000 a year. And then you've got council tax. What's that? 1,500 a year or something? Single person discount. Just say it's 1,500. So that's... Fucking hell, that's 70... That's 20 grand. Look at it, 20 grand. Just to live in a council flat in Falkirk. A year. Right, so, can we get... Do you realise what I'm going on about here, about making money on YouTube? You're not going to make money on YouTube. Right, so 80% of people on YouTube that are monetised are making less than 15 grand a year. That's the statistics. So 20% of them will be making big money. I don't know what they make. I like that Chloe that does the disaster breakdown. What does she make? I mean, her videos really have took off. She's doing really well. You know, she was a he, she's now a she, so she sort of started doing presentation and everything. It's quite good. It's like she's got like a really cool dress on, like a, you know, like evening wear dress. She's sitting there talking about some video, the research and everything is all pretty good. So I think she must get help to make these videos. Anyway, right, she's obviously she must be making decent money. Is she in the 20%? Or is she in the 80%? I don't actually know. Don't know that much about it. So I mean, I'm just doing it for a bit of fun, really, I think. Well, I'm doing it for something. I'm doing it to feed my ego, and I'm doing it for some kind of recognition, which is what we started talking about at the beginning of this journey. It's getting that sense of belonging and trying to survive and so I've got some things right in my life, you know. I've done some things right, and YouTube videos are just a thing that I do. I spend a lot of time doing it, and I'm not forced to do it. I do want to do it. I enjoy doing it, and it's just one of these things. I mean, like the other day when I was in Cumbernauld, I ended up going in this wood. Would I have done it if I wasn't filming? Well, probably not. Maybe it's given me a platform somewhere to an incentive for some kind of recognition. I think that's what it's all about. I think it's some kind of, yeah, there's an element of narcissism in it, yeah, and voyeurism. This is where all the stuff falls over, because I've got the bed, you know, down to the left. Right, so that car beat me. He was able to keep going and get through the lights. It looks like an electric car. It's going away up there, look. So there's that sense of belonging, and well, the YouTube videos are just can actually be a good enough time to go in there and film in there. I got chased off of there by the traffic wombles. They told me it was illegal to be on there, and I was never really convinced that it was. It was very dangerous, yeah. Maybe they're, you know, they were looking out for me. Whether it's illegal or not, it's 3 or 4 different matters. So, the Edinburgh bypass, you're not allowed to go walking on it or cycling, but it's a bypass. It's not a freaking motorway. That within itself tells you there's something wrong, doesn't it? So they've made this road that they know is extremely busy, but it's not actually a motorway. So why didn't you just fucking make a motorway then? You know? Why? It's probably not that good doing videos in the dark anyway. It's like probably be a bit more dodgy, dangerous, you know. So yes, so what YouTube, it's like all these other things. It's got amazing the technology that's available that any idiot like me can become some kind of star in their own right, you know. I could think I'm a star, and you might say I'm not, but who cares? You can feel that you are, and you can, you know, you can get on there and do your stuff, you know. It's there. Fucking hell, I'm not having a lot of luck here. Jesus, that's 3 times. Is it? Yeah, it is 3 times I've been stuck at a red light. And I've had faster traffic getting through, but that's because I can't. It's not so much the performance is not good in this van, it's all the stuff's in the back as well, but yeah, it's a bit sluggish. You don't exactly go speeding on it. So yeah, I mean, so the bad side of YouTube is the narcissism, the hatred, the barefaced contempt. So it's that. But when I'm talking about, I'm kind of talking about the internet really, and how you can be completely abusive to a complete stranger and say something horrible to them with no regard at all for how it's going to affect them. Equally, they could argue that my videos have no regard how it, you know, how it affects the people that are in the videos, you know. Even somebody that's in this van or something up in front, or car or something like that, you know, that they might have a point. Yeah, that's kind of part of the whole thing. So the downside, there's a good side, the bad side, it's maybe not good for your mental health. So I go on my computer, check the message comments and you know, I get told I'm a fucking wanker. What else was it? Whining hole, shut your whining hole. Pretty horrible things. These people would never say these things if they met you. You know, they wouldn't. So that's the bad side of it. So it's not healthy. It's not mentally healthy, is it? No, I mean, it seems to be that the horrible people seem to be the loudest. You know, the nice people don't seem to say anything. We don't really hear from them. You know, there is an element of that, isn't there? That the nice people are just quiet and they just happily enjoy what you're doing and watch them. And otherwise, there wouldn't be so many subscribers, would there? When there's 5,040 now. I checked it last year because it came up on my Facebook page. Do you know I'm actually getting a sore throat? I wonder if that's because I've been talking or because I've got something. My friend wasn't well. He seemed really ill. Also, at this time of year, you get a hay fever as well. I get hay fever and potentially could feel ill because of that. Oh, here we go, more red lights. I'm a strong believer that you need to get out and about. I think this lockdown thing was a bad idea. Trying to restrict viruses. The flu virus. I've just been. I think the roads markings have been done. Because I actually started thinking for a minute I wasn't in the right place. Seems a bit lively, the town tonight. There's a lot of taxis and motors going about. I wouldn't be surprised if where I'm going was busy and there was people there. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching. We've reached the destination. Please like, share and subscribe and try not to listen to anything I've said, and please send me a snotogram. Thank you. Bye. Oh. Here we are in the dead of night in Corn Exchange in Edinburgh. It's all nice and quiet. Don't even know what time it is. I think it's about 1:30 or something. So, thanks for watching. Bye.